Cincinnati's lack of affordable housing a crisis.
Yeah, it says the Queen City needs at least 40,000 more housing units to break the cycle of poverty. Local 12's Walter Smith Randolph takes a closer look.
Kendra Davis would love to move out of this cramped apartment, but it's difficult to find something in her price range in her neighborhood.
I don't feel stuck, but I am looking for opportunity. And I'm looking at a blank landscape.
Kendra lives in the Setty Kuhn Apartments in Walnut Hills. While she likes the neighborhood, she feels she's being priced out, extending the cycle of poverty for her family.
Having stable, affordable housing affects my child in a way because it affects the ability to provide her with access to other things.
Kendra's story is one of the dozens Dani Issacson heard while conducting the affordable housing study.
People are not making enough, and both rents and housing costs for homeownership are going up. So those two forces at the same time have led to, not just in Cincinnati, but in cities all over the country, just a critical lack of places.
Housing experts say Cincinnati needs at least 40,000 more affordable housing units.
Housing is the most important policy for us to focus on when we think about tackling poverty. Because if you have a safe, stable place to call home, then you can focus on your schoolwork, then you can focus on finding a job, then you can focus on the things you need to do to thrive.
Which is why Kendra doesn't want to leave the Walnut Hills area.
It's not feasible, honestly. Once you're outside of your neighborhood, your comfort zone, what you know, your grocery store, your clinic, your healthcare provider, child care provider, you know, those things that you have, your social capital, you're at a loss, period.
Both Kendra and Issacson say it's up to elected leaders to help end Cincinnati's housing crisis.
More federal funding, more state funding, the city being more aggressive about getting that funding, more incentives for both developers and also philanthropists and funders to play a role.
City Council member Tamaya Denard says she's working on it.
If a developer wants to build housing in the city of Cincinnati and doesn't want to make affordable housing a component of it, that's fine, just don't ask for a tax handout.
Which is why Denard voted against several development projects last week, because they asked for tax abatements but didn't include affordable housing units in their plans.
I love developers, I want Cincinnati to grow, but we don't have to give away everything.
And as Cincinnati continues to grow, Dani and Kendra hope no one gets left behind.
As we think about housing and development, we think about how can this serve the existing residents of a lot of these neighborhoods.
Make sure everybody has a slice of this pie.
Councilmember Denard says she's working on legislation that ties tax abatements to affordable housing, meaning if developers want a 15% tax abatement, they would need to provide 15% affordable housing. Meantime, Cohere is working with several city agencies to develop a long-term affordable housing strategy. Walter Smith Randolph, Local 12 News.